yo. What is up, people? What is up, people? What is up, people? It is your boy, MM2K, back again with another episode of The Commission. I got the illustrious panel here, so with no further ado, let me introduce them to you, bars. All right, we're going to start first and foremost with my homegirl, co-host of the Yang Meets Yang of Gaming Podcast, my homegirl Snow Bunny Gaming. How are you doing today?
What's up? I'm doing great. How's everybody doing this week? We got a big week ahead of us. Lots of things to talk about. Let's get this show going.
Absolutely. And we also got our homegirl, co-host of the very funny, very comical, and very entertaining Roundtable Podcast with King Thrash Sick Humor. My homegirl Tron. Tronny, how are you doing?
I'm doing great as usual. I'm glad to be here, like always. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Really,
you saving all your energy for these rigorous debates. You saving all your energy for the rigorous debates. That's okay. I got you.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, the co-host of every damn thing. You talk about Yang Meets Yang and Gaming. You talk about SSC Podcasts. You talk about SML Podcasts. Hell, after this, you might see him on Roundtable Podcasts. My homie, Project Storm. What's going on, Storm? How you doing today, man?
Yo, you were supposed to say, you know damn well, you were supposed to say Project Storm Unleashed, man. Like, can you do that? Can you do that one more time?
It's late. You know it's late.
Damn, bro.
I had my Geritol, brother.
Come on, man. I'm unleashed tonight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm ready to chop it up, y'all. You know how I do every damn week. You know, you never know what you're gonna get, man. The storm is unpredictable. I keep trying to tell people that, right? You heard Absolutely. The cat. You
yes,
heard the cat agree with it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, Priscilla.
So Priscilla's in the building, man. Shout out. Now listen. Hey, Moss, there's a lot of games. There's a lot of Madden NFL football going on, man. I know you got some stories over there on your side of I don't know if you want to get into it, but yo, check it out. Hey, look, a lot of games to be played, man. A lot of great things going down. Bro, when I say that, I love gaming, man. When I say that I love gaming, I do. I really do, man. There's so much shit to play. I want to go back to Tronny after I get done. I want to ask Tronny what she's been playing because if I know you've been busy, Tronny, you've been working, doing all this other stuff, right? But check this out. I want to know if you've been playing anything at all. Have you had time to play any games mobile or not? Have you played anything recently? I gotta know this now, Moss. I know we was gonna get into it, but I gotta know now.
Not as much as if why.
All right, okay. I was just checking. Because
no problem.
Only because I know Bunny has been getting it, and I've been stopping by, seeing what she got going on behind the scenes and all that stuff. And I know Moss has been out here chopping it up like a madman as usual. You know what I'm saying? On top of, yeah.
I guess you can say I've been playing Grand Blue Fantasy mobily.
Okay. See.
That's what's up.
I will say that. That's why I said earlier on. I'm gonna go back and playing it, and you know why? Because every time I play that game, I love the characters. I enjoy every character has a great story, and most of the time, that's what I play it for. And I'm like, and all people say, like, "Are you playing any PlayStation games?" Like, yeah, I'll play them every now and then, but sometimes you don't want to keep playing the same console over again. You want to expand your gaming to other things because that's where you get other different types of experience. And I feel like that's what people need more is different experience instead of just one console. You know, one console is great, but then you start to just realize, hey, there's more stuff out there. You could go, expand yourself to other things. Yeah, I love both mobile and PlayStation. Also, Switch. I still want to get a Switch, and I also still want to build a PC. So yeah, I really want to elevate my my gaming choices a little bit more.
And see, that's what I like. And see, the fact and the reason I'm asking that is because I know that Bunny is over here and we chop it up. See, this is the only time I get a chance to really talk on the commission. You know what I'm saying? We might be able to send messages and shit, but we can't talk. But look, the Order 1886, I appreciate Snow Bunny, you know what I'm saying? And whoever sent that tweet out, and they linked us on that Order 1886.
Yeah,
Funny,
yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
asked you, like,
Oh
because people
God,
got to
that game.
understand. We don't want to go into that because y'all know we'll derail quickly, but we don't want to do
Yeah,
that tonight.
well, we don't want to do
Look,
that now.
I just wanted to know because I'm telling y'all right now, man, I've been playing so many games and it just takes me back to some of those games like the Order 1886, y'all, that I appreciate and miss so damn much that needs a sequel. So for somebody to put that tweet out there and then they, Bunny send it out and I guess she tagged and linked us or whatever on it. That was like one of the highlights of my week, man, because a lot of people slept on it. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to say that real quick, bro. I know you got a show to run and everything, man. We
You
just
don't
hanging
give a
out with you
damn.
tonight.
No,
We're just
no.
hanging out. We're
It's
just
all
hanging
gravy
out.
because you gave me an opportunity to tweet this out. So thank you, my good brother.
I did it. Yeah, I did
we got
too.
worked out in the schedule every episode, man. I done tweeted it out.
I feel you.
And for those of you that are listening, do us a huge favor too. Help us out. Hit that hunchback arrow below. Let everybody know that we're live. Shout out to the chat. We got the homie Dark Lake 999. He says, "Yo, we got Crewman TV. Hey, welcome over here." He's a big follower of the Stadia Dosage platform. So me and Storm and the whole panel, Tronny and Bunny, we appreciate you coming over here. The homie Charles Duran in the house. I know Charles Duran always got them little snippets, like little coupons of good news,
Always.
man. Hopefully you can drop some goodness on us.
He hit you with that. He hit you with that shit that gets you in deep
that
thought too. You know what I'm saying?
The homie Amunar dropping his anti-Stadia rhetoric when it said PS5 rules. I got you, but I got my PS5 too. And speaking of rhetoric, we got the homie Dirk Griggity. He said, "I came for the Xbox slander. Laugh out loud. What's up, y'all? I heard most do 14. Hell yeah, 14 interceptions in 2 games. I'm trash, bro. It was a disgusting sight, and I still won. Y'all gonna have to see that. I was acting my ass off. I was shaking my chair.
You shouldn't have told him that you won, bro. Damn.
I know. Yeah, I shouldn't have told him, but
because everybody would have been thinking you was gonna get trashed and everything, and been ready to laugh, and then at the end they would have realized that you pulled it off, man.
Had to be cracking up, bro, because he heard his mic was off, and I'm sitting there shaking my chair like this, like God damn it, and he. And it's even though I spoil who won, you still have to see that game. It's so pathetic. It's like watching a train wreck. You just can't turn away from it. So I urge y'all to watch it. It might have went live today, but I originally scheduled it for tomorrow. But you know how YouTube be. They be tripping. So
man, that's because you don't. That's because you don't hit that lab. Yo, no, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Nobody I know hit practice mode like me, man. I spent a whole work day today in practice mode on Madden, bro, and I got thousands of hours and thousands of games on the damn across. Like
they don't. But practice mode don't show you everything. Like I wanted to.
It don't matter, bro. It gets your timing right.
But you know what it be? It's not my timing. The last Madden I played, I don't want to make this the Madden show though, but people that can appreciate my pain. The last Madden I played was 11 years ago. If I wanted to flip a play, it was one button. Now I got to hit R3, flip this R2, motherfucker rub my stomach 12 times. I got to do all this stupid shit just to flip a play. And it aggravates me to pinch the line and pinch the D line, little stuff like that. I used to have to just press down on the diagonal thing. Not anymore. You got to hit this, do that, call your mom on sunset hours. It was crazy.
And it slows it down.
And it slows it, yeah.
It slows everything down. You'll jump off sides.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, but it's a slow train wreck. I got to watch that. Shout out to the homie, the Cap. It remind me too, Storm. I got to talk to you too because he got something interesting lined up for us next month or something. But shout out to Cap, TSI podcast, running the Stadia Football League. Man, it's a train wreck. But the homie Project Storm, he walked. I'm trying to convince Storm, don't leave.
First game, man. First opponent,
don't
man.
Leave.
51-7, y'all. Dime defense is the defense. I tell everybody my plays. I show y'all my plays, and I'm just waiting on somebody. I want somebody to come out here and trash me. That's what I want. Man.
It ain't
you know
gonna
be
me.
I'm about to put a bounty up there. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna be me.
I'm gonna put a bounty on myself.
I can guarantee that. All right, let me do this. Everybody know that I'm trash anyway. What a real master of that. Coming in here talking about Moss, you trash. Shout out to everybody. Let's do this. Let's talk about what we was playing. Tronny, I know Storm caught you off guard. Did he cover everything
I had to
already?
do it.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. What you been playing?
I do want to. I just went back like, oh yeah, I did play some other game.
Yep,
so, I Oh, was it Bunny? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I said Tron. No, shoot.
Oh, I'm making sure.
Hey, gosh, they said you, Tronny.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm like sidetracked
It's
right
all
now.
good in the
Sorry, my
hood.
bad. I was playing. Was it Yeah, I pronounced his name perfect. I hope I do it. Neil 2.
Neo
Neo.
2.
That's
Neo.
Neo hard as
yeah.
hell. That's like a Souls type game.
It's getting. You know what I feel like they kind of made it easy because I went through. Like I went back to play another character because I love their character creations. That is amazing. When I went back and went back to play it again, it felt more easy. Like I went through that with no problems. And I guess because I know every area where to go, where to shoot at and stuff. Because that's where I'm really good at archery in these games, even in real life.
Wow.
But it's yeah, I play a little archery, but I wonder if there's like if they're thinking about making the third game. Cause
You
for some
saying
reason
Neo NIOH and you find that kind of
yeah.
easy? Wow. I gotta
Hey, Tronny be putting in that
hey,
work, bro. She
she's
be
gonna
putting
have
in
to
that
kick
work
up
on
a
the
live
station.
stream real quick.
She
I
be putting in that
guarantee
work
you.
on the
Those
station. Don't
games,
sleep.
I think, yeah, because those games are pretty fun, and I feel like, yeah, it's like the Dark Souls kind of feel to it, but it's to me, I just like the lore of it, wise because I always love Japanese
Right.
mythology and stuff, so it has a lot of it, of course. But when I sit here and I look at it, it's like I feel like they made it more easier for some strange reason because I know I used to have struggles with certain monsters in that game. But I went in there with no problems. Like I went through the whole thing. Like, wow, that was super easy. And I don't know, maybe
Mm.
because maybe they patch it up that way or something. But I'm just hoping that they don't try to make it too darn easy because I don't like games that make it easy. I like the challenge. Because that's how you get better
Yeah.
at times. But if it's a game you put it on easy, it makes sense. But if it's a game that has its own like there's certain type of moves you have to
Like that.
make to not get, you know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Or
going
no,
on.
I was gonna say,
I'm
or
being
it
a
has its
fangirl. I
built-in.
apologize. I'm a fangirl. I'm basically rambling. But other than that, I do remember I was playing that game. But I went back to play Grand Blue Fantasy on my mobile game because I switched back to mobile and PlayStation sometimes, and I feel like again, always expand yourself to other things. Don't keep yourself on one console. That's what causes you to lose focus on other interesting stuff around you.
Absolutely. A shout out to the homie Eddie Player One in
Well
the
said.
house. He giving you accolades,
Eddie.
Tronny.
Hey,
He said
hey,
Neo
buddy.
is hard as fuck.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, he
And
giving
that's
you
what I'm saying. But
accolades.
if Tronny's a beast with the archery and shit, I need to get out there and get me a
Yeah.
bow and arrow. Straight
Yeah,
up.
facts. Hey, Bunny. I know you've been
What's up?
ripping it up on the PlayStation. What you been playing, Bunny?
Let's see here. On PlayStation, what have I been playing? I went through and did a few new demo blocks. Zonky Zero, I did a demo of. That's an odd as fuck game. I mean, odd as fuck to the point of I'm thinking about getting it, but I have to see how combat is because it is first person. And it's more like a visual novel almost with some combat, but I can move around. I'm moving around and not getting sick with it, but I don't know what's going to happen when combat
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Yeah.
Because it's usually when I start seeing hands moving, things like that, is when I start getting sick.
Oh, okay.
So it's an odd as hell game. And if you think the hour that I put up there is odd, it got odder after the camera stopped rolling. Um, so I did that. I also did a demo of Dot Hack GU because it was a game that was on PlayStation that I never knew existed, and I did the demo for it. That demo was one of the demos I don't like. Um,
Dot hack?
I like
You don't like the dot hack? Okay.
no. The game looks interesting, but the demo there was only one combat scene. Like there's a 38-minute video on my channel of me playing the demo from beginning to end, but there's only one combat scene. Most of it is it's not a lot of gameplay. Most of it is video and cutscenes. There's not much gameplay in the demo. I don't like the demos that give me a lot of cutscenes and very little gameplay.
Oh, okay,
I'm
I got you.
playing the
Yeah,
demo. I'm playing the demo to see if I like the
like the game,
gameplay.
not if you like what you see.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
Now, because like
I got you.
stories, I love stories. I can play any story, but I want to see what the gameplay is like to see if the gameplay is going to make it so I enjoy the story.
Yep.
I
Um,
will.
I,
Oh, go
mhm.
ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Charlie. What were you saying?
I will say this. I had the dot hack GU on the PS2. I had the first and I had
Hmm.
the second. Now, the game itself is kind of like the only thing I will say to be aware that the game can be repetitive if you go into dungeons. Some of the dungeons can be repetitive. It starts to feel like that. It depends how the higher you go, the changes will change depending on the story because it's a story based game. It's based
Yeah.
off the. It's supposed to be more to it than the anime, and that's pretty much what it is was different. Like the storyline was a little different than the anime. So at least it does that. It doesn't try to copy completely like the anime, thank goodness. But they
Well,
have their
see,
own way of saying it.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. I never watched the anime, so that part doesn't bother me. But it's just like I said, I was up there. You did one dungeon or something, and that was it, and the rest of it was just CGI cutscenes and video and stuff. So that type of demo, I'm still up in the air about getting that game or not. But that was the only reason because there's not a lot of gameplay in it. So I'm sitting here like, is the game more video than gameplay or whatnot? I also started Star Ocean. Integrity and faithlessness. I started playing that. I got about an hour of gameplay of that on the PlayStation 4. Let's see, what else did I play? Two new games I came in for me this week. No, four new games came in for me this week. I actually got Yeez 9, but I haven't started it yet. I'm waiting till the weekend to start that one.
I haven't played a Yves game in forever
Oh my god,
since PlayStation One.
the the demo for Yeez 9, I got 10 minutes of gameplay on my channel, and B, there is a demo on PlayStation. So if you want to
Oh,
download
that's
the
dope.
demo
Okay,
for
okay.
Yeez 9, there's a demo on PlayStation for Yeez 9. That's what my 10-minute gameplay footage
Oh,
on my
okay,
channel is, the demo for Yeez 9.
okay. Shoot, you ain't said nothing but a word. Storm take over. I'm going. No.
So I got Yeez 9 and I got Tokyo Xanadu. I haven't started either one of those yet, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna start Yeez 9 this weekend because it's gonna be the weekend, so I have more time to sink into it. And let's see, I did try Tales of Hysteria. Tronny suggested me trying that. I tried the demo. The demo is
No, that's a
good.
good game. That's a cool game. Is it a remake? Is it
It
a or is it
is. I played
It's
it.
is it a
the
Did
one
enjoy
sequel?
myself.
it's the one that came out in 2017.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I know the original
Um,
one was GameCube. That was dope. That was dope.
okay, so the only thing is I tried to film gameplay of it to put
Mm-hmm.
up on my channel,
Mm-hmm.
but it's blocked. You can't
Yeah,
film.
man. We was talking about that. It's getting out of control with that stuff.
Okay, so you can't film the demo of that one. I don't know if you can film the gameplay, but you can't film the demo of that one. So I
Mm.
did play that on my Switch. Oh, and I played one more demo, and I'll get to that in a second. But on my Switch, I've just been playing Animal Crossing because we have a new festival coming up, and we had a
Mm-hmm.
new update. So I was playing some Animal Crossing and some Stardew Valley on my Switch. I'm also still playing Little Hope and Stardew Valley on Saturdays on my channel, live streaming from my PlayStation
Ah,
4. And then I played the demo for the next Square Enix game coming out in March, Balan Wonderworld.
right. That's a
and
lot of
it
that's a lot of
sucks.
damn demos. Shoot, I need to get on some of these PlayStation demos. Got my PlayStation back. Still
I
got to talk
mean,
about
yeah,
that. I still
yeah.
got to
I
talk
mean,
about that.
that's the thing. Like I said, I'm up here playing demos because these were games I never could get on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So with them never being able to get on the Switch, I might as well try the demo. And then with my point and click games, Artifacts Monday put a lot of them as demos on the PlayStation, so I could try them before I buy them. But
Yeah.
Balan Wonderworld, I suggest you stay away from that game.
Wow, now, is that an RPG or what is that?
I still can't tell you what the hell it was, but it was bad.
Oh.
That's all I can tell
Oh, okay.
you.
That
Hey,
was a
Moss,
Mr.
I've been
Yuck
looking
warning.
at. Hey, I've been looking at the timer, and I don't appreciate how much time Bunny got.
Oh, I know, because you want to go through
see,
the gambit
I'm
of
supposed to
85
be-
games that you done played last week. You know we're doing this on purpose. No, hey,
Yo, no, I could dig. I could dig.
No,
Now,
no,
you know,
we-
But
we
yeah,
definitely-
so yes, that's all I've been playing.
I got you. Now
You
we know
know,
we pick on Storm. Storm is
no,
bursting
she's a
at the
natural
seams.
rival of mine. She's a natural in-house rival of
Ain't she?
mine.
Check
You
out
know what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
don't even try to be.
And she don't try to be. That's the funny part. But she'll laugh
Yes,
about
she
that
do.
shit
Yes,
like
she
it's
do.
funny though. Hey, I know it's all good. And I'm glad somebody else is playing games, Bunny, because somebody else on the panel, I don't know. Like this dude.
I'm trying to learn how to
This
play
dude-
Madden.
No, this dude right here.
I'm trying to learn how to
Are
play
you
Madden. I'm trying to get
say
out of
they
a.
suspect?
I'm
Are you
trying to get out of
say
an
they'll
11-year
be
slump.
suspect?
I'm trying to get out of
say-
an 11-year slump. So I got an excuse. All my time is going to Madden and throwing interceptions. But no, Storm, what you been getting into?
Hey, look, for real, the medium on PC, I played a little bit on Series X, and I keep forgetting that these games cross over, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, imagine I don't think there's anything cooler right now for me, man. I jump on the medium on PC, I turn ray tracing and all that shit on. Game's beautiful, then it's choppy, you know, it dips every now and then, but it's still a beautiful game, man. It reminds me of the retro Resident Evil and all that Dino Crisis and stuff like that with the digitized controls and stuff, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, I could hop over where I left off on the damn Xbox. And here's the beautiful part, man, about this generation of gaming and the last generation of gaming, man. They're setting the stage for this, for all of this seamlessness or whatever that's going down, man. And I love it. It seems small on the surface, right? But being able to just that instant, quick progression or whatever, man, you want to call it,
Yep.
it comes in handy, Moss. Because I was like, I just knew I was about to start over on Series X, bro. I tried the game. I'm like, damn, they put me right back where I left off, man.
Oh,
I
okay.
love
So
it.
it's like a cloud save type.
Yeah, the power of the cloud.
Okay,
The
that's
power
what's
of the
up.
cloud. And people are like talking all this stuff about the cloud and all that. There's no future for cloud saves, cloud gaming, whatever. Shit.
So
I
so
disagree.
Storm, let me ask this real quick. So
What up?
is the medium truly a second party game for Xbox that just happens to have a PC version? I thought so. Is it because I thought the medium was available in the Epic Game Store, but if they have cross progression, I imagine that's being powered by Microsoft because this is a small company. So isn't that true? It's on the Epic Game Store. What's going on with that game?
I think I saw it over there. Me and Bunny talked about it.
It's on the Epic Game Store. It's on Steam, and I heard it's on GOG.
And
it's
check
not
it out.
It's not on the Microsoft Game Store though, so that's interesting.
Yo, everything instantly save, achievements and all,
That's
man.
dope.
I love
Okay.
it. I love it, bro. And I didn't know it because I never read up on it. I didn't know that was gonna be the case. Some games make you start over. It's not cross progression or whatever. Same thing with Ubisoft games. Some of them, you know, sometimes the save sync, sometimes they don't. So, you know, like I had to start over with Immortals Phoenix Rising that I also played recently. I played Journey to the Savage Planet on Stadia. It's a game that I'm gonna tell you, I would have never looked at that shit twice. Never.
Yeah, same.
I would have been like, it's a knockoff of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is so damn deep that I can't play it. It's beautiful and I like the game, but it will suck you in. I don't have the time for it, is what I'm thinking, right?
Gotcha.
But man, when I got on that Journey to the Savage Planet, that shit was so fun, bro.
Yeah.
Just slapping birds around, kicking them in the, and shit like that. It was just it was something cool about that. And that's not my style, man. My style is Call of Duty, PUBG, heavy action, big time shooters and stuff. But man, I play damn near anything when I get a chance, and it's good that I can. So I've been, you name it. I tried I started up Hotline Miami today because I never gave it a shot. I've never played one of those games. Yeah, never played one. And then also, Moss, the other one, Enter the Gungeon.
Okay.
Man, that's
dope shit.
I like it. It was fun, bro. It was fun. It's like a retro look to it, but I like the gameplay, man. I love being able to get the guns and stuff like that and upgrading my weapons. And it just reminded me of like a classic ass retro type game that's fun as hell. So the fact that, we get all these free games, and this is why I keep talking Game Pass and I keep talking these subscriptions, Stadia Pro and all these subscription services or whatever, man. Like for me, that is a come up. I don't care. I'll go up to $14.99 for these subscriptions, man. I just can't, I tried GeForce Now. We got to talk about that. I did try Cyberpunk on GeForce Now.
What are your thoughts on that?
Subpar as a mother. Subpar. And I'll tell you why.
Go ahead, bro.
I still pay my $5.99 or whatever. I don't even know what the hell they take out of my account, bro.
Yeah, I never remember seeing it. I never remember seeing it, but go ahead.
I'm a founder. I just re-up. I got a new card, got a new credit card. I put that in today because it was going to end today. So I keep paying for GeForce Now, even though I really, I like Stadia. But I put Cyberpunk in and Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it was locked at 720p, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why the hell is it 720p? 720p is trash right now, man. I mean, for all the people that's playing at 720p, I'm not mad at you, but that's trash when I got a 4K display. Yeah. So all right. So then I went online, I went to the forums, realized they said you have to run the GeForce Now in administrator mode. And then, you could go in the in-game settings and they have these check boxes where you could turn on DX12 and 1080p and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, what the hell? So then I get in the game. I turn the camera right and left or whatever on the elevator or something like that with the homie that you play with. And I noticed that his face is kind of blurry and shit. And at that moment, I said, man, I ain't dealing with this shit right now. I turned it off, bro. I don't want to see none of that. And I don't. Now, we shouldn't have to worry about high frame rate mode on PC. Exactly. You should automatically get that 60 FPS on G. So I wasn't trying to troubleshoot y'all. It is what it is. I have not had the greatest experience with it with GeForce Now, and I just throw it out there. Luna's coming around, man. Luna's running pretty damn good.
Okay.
I tried Rainbow Six on it. It was dope. Yeah,
that's dope.
Speaking of Rainbow Six, I got on there with Chase, the gaming advocate, and Black Kyle last night, man. We were on that thing, Ashes to Ashes, the other night, like a few nights ago. We were on there together, man. Me, him, Chase, and then Kill. And so Rainbow, I'm playing a lot of these older games too, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. These games are dope as hell. The Rainbow Six has come a long way. Looks good. It runs at 120 FPS. I'm gonna just try to keep it right there, and I'm not even gonna worry about outdoing Bunny.
I'm gonna say this that I get there's the whole old game thing, and I get it. Yeah, when games are X amount of age and it's a problem, or when you got to invest another $500 and you're solely relying on old games, like it's cool. Like for me, it was cool to test out God of War. You know what I'm saying? Check out that new Division. Stack it up against Stadia's version and all that. It's cool, but my anchor into the PlayStation 5 is the Godfall. Because I paid $500 for this. But if you're already solidified in your console or your favorite place to play or whatever it may be, and you want to pull out some older games, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong. As long as that ain't the 100% pure anchor. I got an issue with if you're asking me to pay $500,000 and you ain't got no grand experience for me, I got an issue with that, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what? You know what's one thing that's pissing me off, and I want anybody to jump on before we proceed, man. Control, bro. I saw the Digital Foundry. Every now and then you get sucked over the Digital Foundry. You just don't know how you end up over there, or you just want to see what they're gonna say today. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how they keep getting people to come on back. I just wanted to hear what they had to say about Control, y'all. Control on the Series X. I just knew I was about to get a free update for that shit. To increase the performance. Lo and behold, I see $40 on that thing, man. I mean, I guess it's for PS5, man.
You talking about
for the next gen upgrade?
Yeah, they already said that they said this before the consoles came out, that they were not going to give you a free next gen upgrade. They said that
I didn't pay attention to it. That hurt my feelings, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they already said they were not giving a free next gen upgrade. And if you wanted the next gen experience, you're gonna have to buy it all
And guess
over
what
again.
Project Storm ain't doing? I
Buying it
damn
all
sure
over
I'm not
again.
playing your goddamn game either, unless it's on PC. And I might not play
Now
it over
on
there just because of the
PlayStation 4,
principality of it.
now on PlayStation 4, I mean PlayStation 5 right now, I think Control is on PlayStation Plus, the upgraded version
Yeah.
for
Oh, the
free.
upgraded version?
I think so.
Can
For
anybody confirm that? Aminor, does it have the next gen
No.
upgrades, bro? 'Cause
PlayStation 5, yeah, with PlayStation Plus, you get the upgraded version. Yes. So
Oh
as
my
long
Yes,
as you got
God.
for the
PlayStation 5.
PS5.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh
while
my
y'all was going
God.
through y'all things. See, I'm checking my groceries, I'm paying my bills, and I just downloaded my upgraded version of Control.
Oh
Baby.
my gosh, bro. Cause I saw that shit running with I saw it running. G Millie just confirmed too. I saw it running with ray tracing on console. I was like, yo, this is it. This is it right here, man.
Yeah.
But then I got over there. I just knew, hey, y'all. I just knew I was about to play that. And this is no shot at the Series X, because I gets down with the Series X, right? Man, I just knew I was about to see some 60 FPS. I got my drink, my food and shit and everything. I'm ready to go. 30 FPS, man. That shit was blurry as hell when I was turning the camera. I said, nope, turn this off. Anyway,
I can't do 30 in 2021.
It's hard.
I like PlayStation. Look, like for instance, and again, this is no cap. I know y'all gonna be like, "Oh, come on, man! You just what did Dirt say earlier? This is the Xbox slander." But no, I was done with 30 frames per second when I hunkered in on Stadia, right? And then Last of Us 2 came out, and I played Last of Us 2 on the Pro, and there's something about the cinematics around that to where that 30 frames per second isn't bad. There's another game where they kind of do it to where it's so smooth that you don't mind it. Immortals Phoenix Rising is another game where I don't mind the 30 frames per second there. But if it's like an action shooting game, you know, where there's constant action, I can't do it.
Yeah,
man.
you don't mind it with like God of War before it was 60
yeah,
and stuff like
but
that. You know, certain games, you're right. Uncharted, you don't mind it, man.
I can't do it. All right, but that's it. Hey, look, y'all, we were 33 minutes and just introducing the games that we played. Let's get into these topics, because that's what these people are here for. Let's talk about it, y'all. First and foremost, what do we got here? We got PlayStation 5 sales. Is Dirt Greg? Hey, Dirt, let us know if you're in the house. This is especially for you, good brother. Let us know if you're still in the house, because, yeah, we're going to have to throw a little slander out there. Oh, man, what the heck? That ain't the PlayStation 4. Matter of fact, those are my notes. Oh, what the hell?
I saw it on the notes.
Yeah. PlayStation 5 has now sold 4.5 million copies last year. Wow. I think now I know there was a big debate, y'all, about whether that was the lick or those were good figures. You know what I'm saying? Because they were looking at the revenue and they was like, yo, that ain't it, because it's such but of the butt, right? And my thought process to that is, I think the PlayStation 4 sold 4.1 million. So this beat the PlayStation 4, which already beat the juggernaut PlayStation 2. I mean, this is some serious stuff. What do you guys think about that?
You're saying the PS4 did these numbers, right? Not the 5. I hope.
No, the PlayStation 5 is at 4.5 million.
Yo.
And
I'll let somebody else get it. Go ahead, Bunny. Go ahead, Bunny.
I was expecting that, because they said they shipped about 4.5 to 5 million, and it's sold out everywhere. So yeah, I was expecting it to be that high for sales.
Now, you sure? Now, I do remember us having the conversation. I think you were concerned about the number of shipments, like the number of units that they had.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I was saying we were worried about how many they had, but look at how much of a shortage it is.
Right.
Do you
Yeah,
think
that's
if they had more units, it would have sold more?
Yeah, I got you on that. You are absolutely right.
So
That's
I
crazy.
mean, like, and right now you can't get the stock, and they done already sold 4.5
Right.
mil.
So imagine that they kicked out 15 mil, Bunny. God damn.
Yeah, now you see, yeah. Imagine if they had done that.
Yeah. I remember I saw the numbers. I was like, and I saw that image where people in Japan were literally had to be they had to shut down one of the stores because people were literally trying to get the PS5. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pushed it. It was like a mob. It looked like America
It looked
on
like Black
Black
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
And they said that the people got pushed back, the registers got pushed over, all this stuff trying to get a PS5 because they had they had some in stock.
Yeah, I
And
want
this is with Tokyo underneath a lock ban where they shouldn't even be out because of COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
real quick,
Also,
just
not
just to put just to
okay.
put it in perspective, last generation in 2013, the PlayStation 4 sold 4.2 million. That's without a stock restraint. So you can just to put that in
Uh-huh.
perspective. So it sold 4.2 million in 2013. This time around, with serious supply shortages, as Bunny was speaking to, they sold 4.5. So they're already outpacing the PlayStation 4 with a
Mhm.
supply restraint.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous, man. I mean,
Unbelievable.
it's
Yeah.
healthy for the industry and all that, man. Like, I don't think these companies would ever guess that this pandemic. Now, I know some people think that they may have had a heads up on all of this stuff, and it seems like that's true in
Um,
certain cases. But man, I don't think they could have anticipated, like Apple
not
and all
like
these companies,
this.
man, like just breaking in billions like this, man. That's just crazy.
No,
Crazy.
and
I,
also go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I think remember last week we said about the tablets and how there's been a boost in both of Microsoft and Apple because the tablets are selling because of the pandemic. So a lot of the pandemics also um
Yeah.
with the streaming services are doing really well because of the pandemic. Um Computers are doing very well than usual. So is this because this pandemic is actually helping the business as in the same time it's not because now they might have a shortage again
Damn.
if they could get things done on time. If
See,
they could
doing
get things done on
hey,
time.
Tronny, doing the show with y'all is so hard. It's so hard to stay in
I'm
line and
not
stay
trying
in
to be
order. Hold up.
negative,
No, you're not
Nancy.
negative. No, I'm saying because I'm looking at the title of this video of the stream that we're on. This, Stadia Mutiny is what I keep thinking about. So I don't want to jump the gun, but it's hard not to, y'all, because I'm thinking about Stadia. I got a question for Mars when we get there. That's all I'll say.
No problem.
I
No
mean, I
problem.
mean, that's the thing. I mean, like right now, they just released numbers with Nintendo, and the Switch has outsold the 3DS.
Mm.
Yep, I saw
I'm
that.
and it makes you happy. It should
I mean,
make you
yeah,
happy though.
it makes you happy, but right now, stuff is selling at an alarming rate everywhere. So it's
Well,
not surprising, with the PlayStation,
Yeah.
those sales, because right
But
now,
look at the circumstances. Bunny is selling like that, but people don't have the luxury and the money that they normally would have. Now, some people are banking, some people still have jobs like me. Y'all, I'm in education. I still, have a job and everything, but some people actually lost their jobs and stuff, right? But they're
Mhm.
still breaking these records, y'all. Are people spending their savings? I don't want, yo.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't be
I,
yes.
I think some people are also putting it on credit cards too, wait until they get their jobs back to pay the credit cards off. But
Yeah.
I mean, we
uh,
we don't know. We don't know where people are getting the money at. I mean,
um, uh, uh,
well,
uh,
Yo, Eric
let me.
Lugo said Xbox is still sold out everywhere too, y'all. So it
Well,
should seem
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, it would seem like
it's
Sony
affecting
just produced more
everybody. It's
PS5.
affecting, but here's the thing: it's
yeah.
mhm,
affecting every company, not just It's like I had to really think about. It's affecting every company in the food industry having this issue as well. So it doesn't really. It's kind of like because I could go a fast food restaurant. They sold out on certain things we haven't seen in almost 6 months.
Damn.
So it's sort of like it's affecting not just technology, it's affecting our health wise, everything. It's sold out. However, I just look at this as I that's why I say I don't that's why I look at people like make it to a little argument back and forth. Oh, this company's better. Like nobody's company is better. They're trying to they're trying to be more savvy with their, with their equipment right now. They're kind of like saying, look, we're gonna have more stuff. This might take a little bit more months for it to come back, because I do think we might see some more in stock probably next month or so, because even I go to the store, PlayStation 5s are sold out quick. PlayStation 4s,
Yeah,
Xboxes, and Switches, all that is sold out. Even certain phones, tablets, sold out.
I think what it is also is people. Okay, so like we knew the consoles were coming, right? I think people had already saved up their money prior to the lockdown. Like we knew the consoles, like everybody knew Xbox was coming before they even announced the pandemic. You understand what I mean? So people
Mm-hmm.
were already paying off and saving up money for their next gen consoles. Then when the pandemic hit, they already had the money saved up for it. And
Mm-hmm.
I
now
got
they're
you.
just they're like, okay, we're waiting on it.
Yeah,
Also, people are going through their retirement. Some places you could get a little bit of retirement money depending on your job. It allows you to get a little bit of retirement, even though you got to pay that back. But you get like like a little loan, and you
mm-hmm.
can
Hmm.
use that. 'Cause I know a few people who did that just recently. I just found out, and then I noticed that not just they saving the money, they're also taking out, because people are putting themselves in debt just to get some money. So this is
Yeah,
what's going on as well. I think, and I'm not saying like they shouldn't. I mean, like if you want something, to keep you busy around the pandemic, I say go for it. If you want to get yourself a new computer, a game or something, I would never tell anybody, "Oh, you're wasting your money," because that's the most messed up thing that people say to someone who's,
absolutely.
who
I
is
mean, my
suffering from
thing is
depression.
if you got the money and it's not going to put you into a hardship, do it.
Damn right. And
Yeah.
especially if it's gonna be a lifesaver damn near for you. Like me, I go to hell crazy right now, y'all. If I can't get out, I'm used to going everywhere. Here. I don't like I'm a homebody now, y'all, but I used to go out. I used
Yeah,
to need to get the hell out
exactly.
the house, man. Go somewhere, do something, right? But now it's kind
Yeah,
of like shit. If I ain't have gaming, I mean I got my family and everything, but shit. Yo, it's
I
only
mean,
so much family you can have.
a couple like right before Thanksgiving. I was up there messaging Storm. I was like, why the hell don't none of your damn um Wawas have gas stations? Because it's like
Right.
all convenience stores. He's like, what the hell are you doing up here? I was like,
Hmm.
dude, I could get out the house. I could go shopping. Something was open. And I was like, I'm on a road trip. Leave me alone.
Damn right. I'm like,
And,
shit, where
and
you
I was
at?
just on a road trip and I was super happy.
Hmm.
yeah, it's something to
But
get you out of the house sometimes, and like I said, I feel like even taking a walk will clear your mind, because
yeah,
that
but gaming
helps a
does
lot
that
for
for me. I ain't gonna
me.
sit here and lie. Just
Yeah,
being able to chop it up with y'all, like going out there,
yeah.
like the chat and shit, and different shows and playing games, multiplayer, single player, all the
Exactly.
back catalog. But Moss, you was gonna say something, man. I
No,
know
no,
you
no,
don't
no.
mind
No,
listening.
I was just waiting for y'all to finish with just preliminarily looking at these numbers. But no, y'all got this conversation
Yeah, we
right.
had to
So
break it down, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
it
got it
all
right.
ties into what we do.
Well, I'll throw this in there. I'll throw this in there because I didn't want to do this too early because you guys were like really like deep with it.
Hmm.
Because y'all know me, y'all know my integrity is always in question, as Z says. So I'm gonna throw some console war stuff in there, right?
Go ahead, do it.
Now I know
We grown.
we talked about everything's being sold out, but we're seeing record breaking numbers from Nintendo. We're seeing record breaking numbers from PlayStation. Um, we're not really hearing that much in the realm of Xbox, and I get it. I know that Xbox really doesn't report numbers, but do you have a? I mean, let me just throw this out there for anybody that wants to pick it up. Do you have a sense that maybe Xbox is doing better, or is it the same? And if it is the same, do y'all see that as a problem for Xbox? So it's
I'll
a
I'll
two-pronged
I'll jump
question.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll jump on it. I think that it's I think they're doing better. because it seems like, as Tronny and Bunny were implying that, it seems like everything is doing better right now. So you definitely got to put Xbox in there. Now, when you look at that 4.5 and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
You look, this is how I really feel about it, right? Last generation, all this momentum carried over into this generation, right? Sony lit the flames under our ass, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the number of consoles they moved and the number of exclusive games dropped on the platform and all that stuff, man. So they are just running with that baton, that momentum. They're carrying that right into this generation, which is now the current generation of gaming, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that it should be too much of a shocker. I think that Microsoft could afford to sell more Xboxes, if you get what I'm saying, when they was capped at, like, it seemed like they were capped in the 50,000s or 50 millions, I mean, for a long time. It seemed like I was like, damn, are they going to hit 60? What's up? So I don't know if they hit 60 yet. I haven't looked at the numbers, but that's what I'm talking about. But we know that PlayStation, they doubled that, I think. Or how many units did they sell?
It's like 120 plus million.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they doubled that, more than doubled it. So if you look at it like that, man, this is not a shocker to me. If they had more consoles, I could see 15 million being sold. Shit, if they was in demand, because it seems like everybody wants it. But that's not to trash the Series X, because people are on that as well. But I think it came down to the momentum they had in the games, the offerings that Sony had. Because I'm sure a few people flip-flopped over,
Anybody else? Go ahead.
I mean, my thing is on it. It's hard to answer that question because we already know Microsoft announced that they shipped fewer units, correct?
Yeah.
We already know they shipped fewer units, and the units are all sold out everywhere you go for them. I can't answer that question until full stock gets back in for everything.
Gotcha.
And the reason I say that is because we don't know, once full stock comes in, we don't know what the sales are going to be like. Right now, with only part stock in, and you have the numbers that you have, and you already know they sold lower. I mean, it's common sense that you're going to think, oh, well, they're in trouble. But the stock isn't there to say whether or not they're in trouble or not.
Well, let me throw this in there real quick, because somebody with a PlayStation Nation person would say, well, Sony had less stock too, and look on the screen, they still sold more PlayStation 5s than PlayStation 4. What would your response to that would be?
That's because they shipped more PlayStation 5s and discontinued PlayStation 4s. You can't buy PlayStation 4s anymore. So, of course, the PlayStation 5s are going to sell more than the PlayStation 4s. We already know that PlayStation shipped more units than Xbox. So you can't get up here and be like, well, PlayStation sold more units. No shit, Sherlock.
But we also know that some people hesitate and they wait. They don't jump right in right away. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but my point is, even if they don't jump in right away, if there's no stock and one company shipped more than the other company, automatically, I mean, it's common sense. One company sold more than the other one. If all stock everywhere is out and one company told you they shipped fewer units than the other company.
Do you believe that those screenshots of people saying that they have Series X's in stock, but people were after that PS5? Do you believe that? I mean, when we see the proof right there in those pictures that was shown, it seems like the PS5 was just a hotter item.
It seems like the PS5 was a hotter item, but we also got to think about the locale, the location. Come on, guys. We all know how some things are hotter in some areas than they are in other areas.
Yeah, but we're talking about worldwide now, though.
No. You still talking worldwide, but what I'm saying is some items are hotter in some areas than they are in other areas.
Yeah,
you hear
absolutely.
about people talking about how in some countries Xbox is more popular than PlayStation.
Now, Tronny, what are your thoughts? Do you think that Xbox probably did better here, but to Bunny's point, maybe they just didn't have the stock. What are your thoughts on all this? Where Xbox falls into all this?
I think
Be honest, Tronny. Be honest.
I don't think they're doing okay. They're not doing as great as they thought. That's why they're really pushing a lot of the other stuff with it, especially Game Pass, with the whole thing that happened with Game Pass. They're pushing that. If you have to push something is not selling. Also, I noticed when I talked to a friend, she lives in Chile. So the area she's at, they do fundraisers with the consoles. They had the PS5, also the Xbox. She told me, this is for what she said, she got all the consoles and stuff. She said most people want PS5 than Xbox is out. So there's also that type of thing where it's not bad mouthing the console or nothing. It's just there's people have their preference of what they want. And yeah, over here in North America and other places, yeah, everybody wants wants the Xbox. But other countries, they still have it and they're just not selling it. That's also a thing you have to think about. So these consoles could be still available in certain places, but not in everybody else's.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to ask, whoever want to pick this up, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, all right, so we're seeing an increase in anticipation for Sony. We're seeing an increase in anticipation definitely for Nintendo. Are we seeing an equivalent increase in anticipation for Xbox? Because Xbox, they threw everything in the kitchen sink at this. Are they going to close the gap? Because this is supposed to be different from last generation.
Now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand what you're asking. The thing is Xbox has made it so that people don't have to value the console.
Yeah.
Now we won't know the true answers because Xbox completely Microsoft don't tell us numbers for anything. Their main thing is they want to push their services. To push their services, you don't even need to have an Xbox. You can just have a PC. Some games of theirs are going straight to Android and iOS. Like I said, with the Medium is a second party game, but I was shocked that it's everywhere. It's on Steam. It's on the Microsoft Store. It's on GOG. It's on Epic, which means on those platforms, Epic, GOG, and Steam, that's Windows PCs and I believe Apple PCs also. So they're just trying to hit all PC gamers. So like we
just thought about something. Go ahead, Bonnie. Go ahead.
But we will never know if they're trying to close the gap because their whole marketing strategy is completely different now. They're making it so that you don't have to have a console with them. You can be on anything and play their games.
Okay. No, what was that thought jingling in your head, Storm?
Moss, I'm gonna save it for the mutiny, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, though, Moss. I will be asking you. Be ready, bro. Bunny just said. Now I want to make sure I write this shit down. Now you said. Hold on, Bunny. What was that again that you said? They were trying to reach everyone.
Get it, brother. Get it.
Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute, man. What time is it, man? Hold on, shit. It is 9:01.
Oh yeah.
Hey, phone lines will be opening, y'all. We're gonna let Moss handle that while I'm writing down my thought.
Phone lines are open, y'all. So if y'all want to call in and give your 2 cents on anything that we're going to be discussing today, which will include not only this PlayStation dominance, but this Stadia Mutiny, because it got Storm hot. It got him hot. Now look, I will say this too. We had a hell of a show yesterday. We'll get more into that in a little bit when we talk about this mutiny. But we had a hell of a show yesterday. And we had a hell of an after show yesterday, right? Where we let everybody voice their opinions on what their thoughts were. And, the homie Chase and Storm were giving their different opinions. And I had to say, hold on. Y'all are using this to solidify your points, but both of y'all are actually right. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great discussion. We're going to get into it. But Now, before we get into all that stuff, I want to let everybody know that, again, the phone lines are open. And the phone lines are open for you to dial into 724-739-3612. You can also leave us a yappa. Let me show you where you can leave us a yappa at.
Why are you doing that facial raid? Oh, my bad.
That's all right. Leave us a yappa at pntsnetwork.com/pound PNTS main yappa. Go to that website and leave us a comment, and we will answer your comments there. They'll also get you in the running for a free Stadia Premier bundle for those of you that might be afraid of like, oh, Stadia's closing down tomorrow. If you believe that bibble babble, why not get it for free? You know what I'm saying? So
the mutiny.
The mutiny. All right. But before we go on to the mutiny, any other thoughts on PlayStation? Again, their dominance. I mean, I guess my question is it too okay? Is PlayStation running off with this again? Not against Nintendo, but against Xbox. Are they running off again with this again?
I think I can answer for the whole panel and say, hell yeah, of course.
I mean, the thing is, no, here's the thing. In our eyes, it seems like they're taking off and running away from Xbox. In Xbox's eyes, Xbox themselves and told you that Sony ain't their competition.
Yeah, God damn it. Let me write that down too.
But you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because that's going to segue into this.
Let me. Hey, Moss, I got this, bro.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
No, I'm writing it down. Go ahead. No, share your thoughts. Look, I'm writing it down,
here's
bro.
Here's the thing. I said this on Z's show the other night because I went on. This was funny. This is comical. And shout out to my brothers at Broadband Bullies, man. Love them. Funny stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? They be doing the damn thing. It's just I can't rock out every night with them anymore because my crazy ass schedule. I gotta get up 2 a.m. So unless I know years ahead of time and I can take my Geritol, it's hard for me to do the shows. But I think they all live tonight though. With that being said,
all you need is an old Milwaukee, man.
All of these, I gotta get my old Milwaukee. I gotta use those sparingly though. You know, we're in the middle of COVID, man.
Right. That's
everybody
true.
want old Milwaukee, so I gotta use those sparingly. No. So of course, when the whole news broke about Stadia, they asked me to come on. They thought they was gonna beat my legs. And the thing about it is, the general gaming public, and I don't mean this in a facetious way, the general gaming public is so ignorant to not only Stadia but cloud gaming that they didn't know what to attack. They didn't know where to attack. They didn't know the numbers. They didn't know when Stadia opened business and why this isn't plausible and that isn't plausible. All they know is that Kotaku told them that they ain't gonna have no more. They're not gonna be doing first party for the foreseeable future. That's all they knew. They didn't understand what type of state Stadia was in. They didn't understand that cloud gaming, except for with exception of GFN, is really in an R&D phase. They really ain't trying to hit the. They didn't understand any of that. So because of that, it was really hard for them to fathom and understand what was going on with this whole announcement. Now, with that said, I told them, which they couldn't understand either, that even though Phil said that his biggest competitors are Amazon and Google and he loses sleep over them, I don't wholeheartedly believe that all like that. Here's why. Phil may be a bunch of things. He might be a shyster and a whole bunch of stuff, but he's not dumb. I've always said, despite what I feel about Phil Spencer, that if he walks into a room with 100 people, he's smarter than the other 99. Phil Spencer is worried. Microsoft is worried about Amazon and Google getting into the gaming space. But they understand, because he was in the trenches there too since the beginning, he understands what it takes for them to be successful in this. Amazon had already, now everybody's going apeshit about Google shutting down their first party. 150 people lost their jobs. It is a shame. But before Amazon actually started too, they shut down 200 people. And in my eyes, to make it even worse, these mugs done reboot. This will be the third reboot for Amazon. Phil already seen that. Phil also realized that Google hadn't started a first-party studio before they launched. He had 23 in his books. So if I'm Phil Spencer, I'm like, oh, Y'all want to get up on the stage and box with the gods? And I'm already got to deal with PlayStation? Oh, we're going to see how ready you are. Hey, look, public. Oh, I'm clutching my heart. I'm afraid of Amazon and Google to put the spotlight, the focus, and the pressure on them. And I think they fell for the bait. And I think they buckled. I don't think Amazon was ready as far as studios were concerned. I don't think they were ready to move forward. Look, they shut down 3 of the games before they even really launched. I don't think Google was ready before they even started anything. They said, wait, give us 5 years. And they got barely over a year and they shut down their operations. So what I'm trying to say in short and closing, and I'll throw this back at y'all, is that Phil Spencer ain't afraid of Amazon and Google. He's really afraid of PlayStation. He just ain't going to admit it. Those are my thoughts.
Well, I'll say this right.
Go ahead, brother.
Bro, are we onto the mutiny now, man?
I don't know. And before we go, yeah, because that would be a great segue. But any other thoughts on the whole PlayStation thing before we go to the mutiny?
Uh-uh.
Okay. I think they got
before
it in the
you
bag,
start,
though.
Storm, let me just do a quick refresher, so in case everybody in the word, because cloud gaming is niche, even though we cover it here, it is niche and people may not be aware. But here's what happened. Monday, Stadia announced that they are no longer going to pursue in-house first-party development. What they said, though, and again, it's up to you of whether you want to take them at face value, is what they said, though, is that they're going to continue to pursue the platform as far as adding more AAA games to it, that too much money was tied up in the first party. So they're going to pursue still getting more AAA games over. They still got first party efforts that are already like in development that are released. And they're going to pursue second party, additions to the platform. And they're going to do their licensing stint. Now, a lot of people mistaken the licensing thing as in, they're going to white label, meaning that they're going to fade away and then they're just going to license off their tech. No, they're simply doing what PlayStation, what Microsoft is doing with Azure and what Amazon is doing with AWS. They license their stuff off to other people while they're still doing their own thing. It's just that what Amazon is what Google's trying to do is they're like, hey, we can make this more lucrative if we can sign some non-contest clauses, you know what I'm saying? And not have any first party. So that's what they say is going on there, and that makes sense. Now, whether that's 100% fact, we'll see. But the Stadia community in parts has had a mutiny. They've looked at some things and they're apprehensive about it, and I can get that. But then I started seeing a trend today, and this is what I want the panel to answer the best way they can for me, where Amazon came out and just simply said, oh yeah, we're going to keep trying to do first party with no clear definitive answer how they're going to fix the problem, because it's going to be the third reboot that they're doing, damn it. And Microsoft just simply came out and said, hey, look, we got more games with touch control on Xcloud, and everybody got all creamy knuckled over that. So my thoughts are that I get why there's angst about Stadia, but I don't feel the whole, Amazon is doing it right or Xcloud is doing it right. I think that's setting a low bar. And my response to them, and I'm gonna shut up and pass it to Storm and then whoever else want to take it. My thing is that as a fan of cloud gaming, regardless of what happens to Stadia in the future, you don't set it by the lowest common denominator. Just because, here's a saying of mine, just because the cup of piss goes down smoother than a shit sandwich, that don't make it an acceptable beverage. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think we got to look at Amazon. Where the hell's the 4K? How come it's so unstable? We got to look at GFN. My homie Storm just told you he was playing the hottest game or the most controversial game of 2020, which is Cyberpunk 2077, and it ran like doo-doo soup.
And that's a fact. That's a fact.
Like, when are we going to start holding these other platforms to a standard? Because the people that want to see cloud gaming go, let's just say Stadia is gone. All they're going to do is kill Stadia and then start killing them off one by one. Well, GFN can only do this, and then boom, then that's dead. Well, Amazon can only do this, and then boom, that's dead. So when are we going to start holding to a standard? So those are my thoughts on the whole mutiny thing. But I'm going to pass it over to my brother Storm to get his thoughts on it and get how he feels about the whole announcement and everything to educate y'all. And I'm going to shut up.
Well, I don't want to go on and on without because Bunny and Tronny won't get a chance. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If they don't go now, they might not get an opportunity, bro. Because I got some fire to drop, and
So
I'm
included.
still trying to understand the whole
Okay,
thing.
all right. So Moss. All right. So basically, So to make a long story short, they got rid of the Stadia Games and Entertainment, which was going to be their exclusive first party games. The studios, they got rid of all those studios because to Google, it makes more sense to save that money. They were about to invest. You know how much that shit costs? Like 500 million, $1 billion over time or whatever. You're spending a big money real fast for something that you're not even sure about. Like they could come out and drop the next Metacritic 65 game. You never know. Like, so the more I've been thinking about it, Bunny. All right. So if you phase out your first party, of course, it's not going to look good. It's not going to sound good to investors, to consumers, to any damn body. Right. But if you're thinking long term and you're thinking longevity, right, for your consumers and your investors and everybody else, they're trying to corner a huge segment of the damn global gaming community, if you want to call it that, right? They're trying to go after that non-traditional shit. See, everybody's wrapped up in the consoles, Bunny, right? They're so wrapped up in how consoles do things. Well, consoles battle like this. They do this. They're selling pieces of plastic. They're selling boxes every damn generation. They're just starting to go over to where Stadia is already at, Bunny. So what's your thought?
Why didn't Stadia just start out how PlayStation did? Remember when the first PlayStation launched? They didn't have
Let me get my pen ready. Go ahead. Say that.
They didn't have studios when the PlayStation 1 launched.
Bingo.
That's the reason they were paying all that money for third-party exclusives that were exclusives to PlayStation. Then as they grew and PlayStation became more popular, they started getting more and more of their own studios doing games. And then now they're at the place that they're at now. Xbox did the same thing. They were getting exclusives made by other companies, and it slowly moved up to where they had their own studios.
But they had Halo, so that makes it better.
Well, Xbox had Halo, but Halo didn't do nothing for them.
And Sony
Halo is gonna be a PC. Okay.
Wait a minute. And Sony had Final Fantasy. In the
Final Fantasy
very
was a second party deal. It was a second.
No, but my point is,
but that was a second party deal. To your point, yes, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. It was exclusive to Sony. Sony and Xbox, they didn't come out with 30 studios when they launched that shit back in the day.
Yes.
So why didn't they Google just throw out the cash? Because God knows they have tons of it. Throw out the cash. Go to these studios. Hey, we want an exclusive Stadia only. Here's the bag money.
Here's why.
And then do that.
Here's why. I'm telling you, if you listen to everything that Google has said, they gave you no indication that they were trying to hit the big stage yet. They gave you none. The only time they did that is when Phil Harrison got on that stage, and I think he did, and it wasn't the right thing to do in the way that he did it. It appealed to people like me and Storm, but I think he should have done it in a different way at a different time. When he got on stage and showed the teraflops. When he showed the teraflops, it had PlayStation on one side and Xbox on the other side. It made it seem like that they were coming for PlayStation and Xbox at that moment when they weren't. They were just trying to grab attention. So I think what happened is that they fell into the hype. Phil Spencer was playing chess with them, and they was playing checkers. Oh man, I'm scared of Amazon. I'm scared. And then Google's getting all this buzz. And so then they said, well, we're going to hire Jade Raymond and we're going to start our own studio. I think we're ready to give this a shot yet. But to your point, Xbox didn't do it. PlayStation didn't do it. It was a gradual uptick. And Google just bit off more than they chew. And I think Amazon bit off more than they could chew too. They're just being more stubborn about it.
All right. Now, with that being said, Tronny, do you want to share anything that you're thinking about?
He ready to go.
Oh man. Nope.
All right. Well, here it is then. Here it is. Now, so I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been doing a lot of conversation. I got a lot of texts, emails. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no death threats, but damn, that's the only thing I'm missing. About Stadia, right? So
Yep.
now Bunny just broke some things down for y'all tonight. All right. I'll recap a few things that she said. Okay. No PS, and now I'm just paraphrasing here. I didn't write direct quotes. PS, like PlayStation, no exclusives initially. All right. I also have here Xbox is trying to reach everyone. Well, damn, who else is trying to reach everyone? Let me put a check on that. Stadia. Okay, hold on. That's what Bunny said now early in the show. Y'all heard it. Bunny also said second party. She gave a second party example, talked about that a few times. Let me put a check on that. That seems to be the case with Stadia right now. And what they're trying to do with their big loot, second and third. If they're smart, that's what is exactly what I would do. I would say hell with the first party studios that hasn't shown us what the hell they're capable of yet. So if they haven't shown it, how can people miss it?
Exactly.
Well, damn. Seems like a genius move to me. Because if you put a big 1,000-player battle royale game out there, MM2K, or the next racing game that could compete with Forza and Gran Turismo and all that shit, now you're stuck when you kill those. You're gonna lose a large portion of your fan base. Ask the Xbox gamers, ask the PlayStation gamers when they, you know what I'm saying, let them start acting stupid and watch how the gamers lash out. Now, what was you gonna say, Moss? Because I was just gonna say
this real quick, Storm. Before I lose the start, but keep it going because you hitting the magical ore here.
I'm not even halfway through. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm not even.
I'm
gonna
just say this real quick. People are gonna think I'm capping when I'm saying this, and again, I don't want to lay light to what happened with Jade Raymond. I don't like what happened there. I think they should have never been put together like that. As I think Storm is alluding to. I think it was a little too much too soon. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Storm, and everybody. When Google was going through the presentations and showing all the stuff and the Project Chimera-ish type thing and the Stream Connect and all that other stuff, I was like, ooh, that's dope. Everything made sense to me except when Jade Raymond walked on stage and said, oh yeah, we got a first party studio. I said, I got a first party studio already? I said, shouldn't y'all be all this whole structure is set up for you to collab with the people that know how to make games already. Why? But I said, I guess they're gonna figure it out. Phil Harris said, I guess they're gonna figure it out, and they couldn't. So I never understood that. I am disappointed that Aaron Hoffman John's projects are going to the wayside, but the whole first party studio thing, I know a lot of people are upset about that. The Aaron Hoffman John, I'm a little disappointed with, but I thought what Stadia was going to do was come out the gate with collabs, kind of like what Microsoft did. Microsoft's greatest generation so far was the 360 generation. That generation was built off of what? Second party relationships. Gears of War, Mass Effect, BioShock, even though those were time. But those weren't big exclusives for Xbox and they put them on the map. I just couldn't understand the first party thing. But that's me. I'm sorry, Storm. I'm going to give it back to you, brother.
No. Here, well said. So my thinking is, y'all, all right, let me go through the last Bunny point and then I'm going to go over to the Moss point, and then I'm gonna get into the rest of my thoughts, right? Yeah. So Bunny also said, y'all, Xbox told us who their competition is, right? Keep that in mind now, because that right there says a whole lot about where Stadia might be headed. Okay. Now we know that these companies communicate. We know that much. We know that they pay close attention to what the competition is doing and stuff, right? We know that that's a fact, y'all. It's guaranteed. Now, so let me put a check by that. We know who Stadia's Xbox's competition is. Amazon, Google is who they were referring to. All right. Now, why would Xbox see Google Stadia as a threat? Well, you know that tech is out there kicking ass, not kissing ass. You should be kissing the Stadia's tech, you know what I'm saying, on the ass, because it's kicking ass right now. That's what it's doing, y'all. Now, I will say this too. Phil Spencer had to turn Xbox around. That's another Bunny point that I wrote down. Now, that means that shit wasn't all gravy at the time when he took helm, right? That shit was on the way down. It was not, it just wasn't a positive light around Xbox at the time when Phil came in. But he had to fight hard. He had to do whatever. He had to take his lashes and shit. And he, in the Bethesda deal is this crowning achievement. So it seems as if Phil Spencer is that guy. He knows what the hell he's doing. Now we got a Phil too over on Stadia. That's Phil Harrison. He's been around. Y'all know the story. I don't have to go deep into that. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of time.
But the Stadia community is now saying that he should go, Storm. What do you think about that?
Oh, man, get the hell out of here is what I'll say to the community. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. I mean, let me say this as nice as I can.
Go ahead,
man.
brother. Go ahead, brother.
Get the hell out of here. Now, Chariot Man Gaming, you can stay. Charles, you can stay. Everybody in here, if you showed up to the show tonight, everybody else, if you believe that Phil Harrison is not the guy, man, get the hell out of here. That's what I'll say. Because you haven't even given Phil an opportunity to operate. Look at Phil Spencer and what the hell he just did. Look at what he's doing for Xbox. Now, all of a sudden, he's the savior. What's the nickname they're calling him? You know what I'm saying? He's the savior.
They love him.
He's the savior of Xbox, man. He made the Bethesda deal happen and all this. Yeah. So you telling me Phil Harrison is not on the phone, not on this computer, not on the Rolodex or whatever the fuck he got. You telling me he's not back there making moves with these parts? You telling me that Phil Harrison ain't talking to Bungie as much as Bungie praised Stadia for what they were able to do with it during this pandemic, y'all? Now, man, don't make me go into no examples. You telling me Phil Harrison ain't in the room on the phone talking to Ubisoft?
There's that meme about Phil Harrison, and we got to re-educate people real quick. The meme is that Phil Harrison joins a company and they crash. First and foremost,
saw that
when the PlayStation 3 was having its problems, Phil Harrison was on the side trying to argue against the Japanese wing that ran PlayStation at the time. Don't sleep on Microsoft. Like, we get it, in Japan, Microsoft is nothing, but they're about to cause some heartache for you, and the Japanese wing didn't listen. Also, when he went to Microsoft and the Xbox One fell apart, that had nothing to do with him. He was just head of European studios. He had nothing to do with the launch. But here's what he had something to do with. He had something to do with being one of the original 40 people at PlayStation to help usher in PlayStation. He had something to deal with.
I remember it, bro.
Discovering Naughty Dog. Oh, yes. Him and his crew discovered Naughty Dog at Universal, and his crew, and Yoshida signed them to PlayStation. So without Phil Harrison, there would be no Naughty Dog at Sony.
And hey, Moss, after decades of experience, and you would think that he knows some people, right?
He had a successful mobile stint. He's rich. He retired. They brought him back when they showed him this tech because they wanted him to run it and usher it in. So the meme that y'all have about Phil Harrison is all wrong. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Storm.
All right.
But, you know what? Can we, just to break it up just a little bit, because I don't want to leave the ladies out of this.
Before you guys stop, I thought this was quite interesting news because we need to hear more history about some of these guys, because even I kind of feel like, damn, everything he touches always fall apart down the line.
I thought that too. But Tronny, what do you think about them dissolving their first party this early in the game?
I kind of feel like it was too early. I can agree with that because I feel like everything was a little too early. Like, we already got a studio. I'm just saying, like, I hope they know that it does take a while for a studio to grow. It takes a while. Like Naughty Dog, it took a while for the studio to grow. And Insomniac and all that. When Insomniac got bought out, I was a little surprised. I thought Insomniac was already part of PlayStation the whole time. Because they did more games for them.
Exactly.
Until they did one Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, and there's partnership. There's Sony, and that's going to be another little thing. I put that in there, so I will talk about the partnerships. There's also amazing thing about a lot of these companies with, that's coming out. I think the whole thing, I think we need more. Personally, this is my biggest problem with a lot of these companies. That goes with PlayStation, Microsoft, Stadia, and all them. We need more people who are more in tune in with the gamers. I know they want to talk about the business sides of things all the time, but at the same time, I feel like none of them are really talking to. I know people might say, "Oh, well, Microsoft does all the time," but like, no, they're still talking to the business sense, and that's why you see a little more gamers talking about business part, but not talking about the fun factors of what their games are. Because I feel like that's the biggest problem. What I see a lot about what's been going on. Even Sony, sometimes I wish they had more people just talk about the games, of the fun factors a little bit.
It's all about we acquired this and we acquired that and all other stuff. But yeah.
We hear that a lot, but then I'm sitting here like, okay, but that's fine. You guys got all these deals and stuff. I need to know about.
No, what are we going to play? Yeah, when you going to see? There used to be, and then I'm gonna let Storm continue to go through his checklist because it's a hell of a checklist.
I'll shut up now.
But no. I just want to say this real quick.
Tronny, you did what you were supposed to do. Go ahead, Moss. Go ahead. She did what she was supposed to do.
Back in the day, we can all relate to this because we all got lineage on this panel. Back in the day, there wasn't all this real estate and all this other dumb shit talk. We talked about the goddamn games and what we was going to play. I'm hearing a lot of talk about Rev Up for the last 5 years, and I ain't really seeing no games. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts. But Storm, go ahead, man. That checklist was. I just wanted to get the ladies in. You know, get their thoughts on it too.
I understand what you're doing.
You know what I'm saying? And because I know they can relate to the people that may not be as well endowed in this as we are. But go ahead, man. That's a hell of a checklist. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, no, it's all good. And the more and more I'm going through this checklist, hey, man, look, if we run out of time tonight, I might go live. Shit. Here's the deal. Because I'm going to tell you something, y'all. I get tired of it. You know, Bunny, you've been hearing so much shit about Switch. Tronny, you've been hearing the shit about everything, all sides. Moss, you know, we've been hearing about Stadia, man. I mean, come on, bro. But at the end of the day, it's like people keep forgetting that this shit happens across all these platforms, right? Mm-hmm. You celebrate one, you throw stones at it later when they mess up, right? It happens everywhere. Stadia has not been around that long, y'all. That's the difference where I'm trying to go with this one right here. Phil Harrison and them, they are still green on the Stadia team. Bars. Now, I just, honestly though, the more and more I think about it, y'all, I'm sitting up here like Stadia never had a shot from minute one. Mm-hmm. They was dead. As soon as that shit was alive, it was dead. You know what I mean? It's still a beta. Right now, to some people, it's still a beta, even though they told us that the beta was when Assassin's Creed, when they were doing all that testing and stuff. Now, that's what they said is their shit. They should know. They know what their beta is and what is not. But we still get people saying it's still a beta. They should have kept the beta label on it. I get all that, but the technology works, y'all. So good. The features, shit, Xbox and PlayStation implement features whenever they can. New feature this, new feature that. You know what I'm saying? Quick resume this, all this and that and this. It might take them generations to get shit together when it comes to features, right? But Stadia don't have no time. Mm-hmm. No, Stadia need to have that shit out now because they promised it. First of all, they didn't promise you a damn thing. Only thing they promised you was that you could play Stadia. You know what I mean? On the web browser and all this stuff, or on the CCU, that the Premier Edition or the Founders Edition that we had. That's what they promised me. I don't know about you, MM2K. I don't know. You was around day one, but here it's so much, man, that gets me worked up about this whole thing. And I still see opportunities. I see potential here. I see the second party deals. Now, if you freed up all these hundreds of millions that they were definitely going to be pouring into Stadia games and entertainment, if they wanted it to be something. If they wanted to be something that was capable of competing with the other platforms, right? Well, then they could use this money somewhere else, like going out and reaching out to these partners that they keep talking about. They're telling you they're putting the key words in the wording: partnerships, longevity, and all this. Now, y'all might call me crazy, but I could see Microsoft reaching out. I could see Phil having a conversation. Hey guys, hey man, I like what you're doing with the Stadia tech. Shit. Remember this, y'all? PlayStation and Xbox will never work together. Sony is just not about that. It's never gonna happen. Yeah. All of a sudden, Azure servers, yeah, man. Sony got access to the Azure servers. So
but there's also,
go ahead, Bunny, because can't you see that happening with Stadia as well? Come on, man.
There's that game that's coming out that's going to be cross-platform, cross-play between PlayStation and Xbox.
That's another thing, MLB? Bunny.
Huh?
Yeah.
You talking about MLB?
It's got to be MLB The Show or something, baseball.
It's going to be cross-play between PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
But Bunny, that's another thing. Cross-play. Hey, Stadia's already shown that they can handle cross-play. It can be done well, cross-progression and all that stuff, Bunny.
No, but you got to think. Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Well, yeah, no, it has cross progression, yeah.
It's
But
cross progression, but
you have
cross
division.
play
You have
is a game
division
like
too.
PUBG. Yeah,
Yeah, and PUBG.
is
Oh
out here
yeah.
doing
Oh
cross play.
man. Oh
Elder
man.
Scrolls Online is
Division.
doing cross play with PC and stuff like that. So yeah, you got
Exactly.
some Division 2 with PC. So
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
already crossplay in certain
right.
games.
So what I'm
for
saying
a
is,
while.
hey, this is another part of reaching out and building that partnership that's needed to have a thriving platform. Exclusive. Let me say something to y'all, and I don't give a damn how you feel about it, y'all. Exclusive games only it does a lot for you as far as attracting new people to your platform. But when you look at Call of Duty and you stack Call of Duty up with the Spider-Man, you get what I'm saying? If you put Destiny 2 numbers up against God of War or Halo, you get what I'm saying, y'all? If you do that right there, you will realize that these third-party games is out here really making this cake. Third party, what up?
Actually,
Let me just say this real quick, and I'm gonna turn it to you, Tronny. This is
Go
what
ahead.
people don't realize, Storm, is that exclusives do matter, even though the vast majority of games are going to be are multi-plat, right? Let's not mix that up.
No, that's what I said. That's what I said as far as bringing attention to the platforms and stuff, man.
But my point is that exclusives matter because they give you a reason to buy the box.
By the box, Moss. I just said this earlier, Moss. I said this earlier when I was talking to somebody.
Stadia? There is no box with Stadia.
You just, man, you got
if
into
you
my
have
point.
a Google account, you already have Stadia. Secondly, Stadia is not saying they're not going to have exclusives. See, we get so caught up in this console war, we think the only exclusive is first party.
Man.
Second party exclusives is what made Xbox a worthy foe versus PlayStation a couple of gens ago. It was the second party. Don't tell me, oh no, it was Halo, because they had two Halos the generation before that and couldn't even touch. They couldn't even fuck with PlayStation. It was the second party games.
Yeah, that was.
Hey,
it was second party.
Y'all gotta be serious. Y'all can't be serious now. You can't be now.
I don't get. See, people don't. They ain't got the lineage. I'm not trying to talk beneath anybody, but they ain't got the lineage like this panel.
You gotta think about it. Like me and a friend, we were talking today. We were talking about how Xbox, like, you know how you hear people say, well, Xbox players don't play Japanese games, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. You realize during the 360 days, they had a ton of Japanese
99 nights.
They did. I remember.
Okay.
Order out of there.
Then I did some research into them. Like Lost Odyssey was one.
Yes.
That was
Blue Dragon. Come on.
Yeah, all that.
And the Telltale games as well.
Yep.
And then I looked up. Okay. Then I looked up Infinite Undiscovery. Guess who did that game? Guess who did that game?
Wasn't that Square? Was that Square Enix?
Square Enix.
Yes.
So it was the second party game that was exclusive to Xbox.
Who did Parasite Eve? Who did that?
Parasite Eve wasn't exclusive to Xbox.
I thought you were. I'm just talking about these dope-ass RPGs now.
We're talking about second party games that made the 360 what the 360 was.
Got you.
I remember that. A lot of Japanese bought the 360 because of the design of it was nice, and also
the games that went to it. When you go to Japan, like if you watch these gamers who go to Japan and go retro game shopping in Japan, they are finding so many games that were exclusive to Japan that is for the 360. Listen to that.
Point. That's the
exclusive to the 360.
Exactly.
Released in Japan only.
Bunny, that's what I've been trying to tell people, but they shoot me down before I can finish, man. I'm like, damn, dog. They got Orcs Must Die, that second party. They got Guilt, kind of like a second party type thing. Time, though. If you want to call it time, it hasn't gone anywhere yet, but it's still exclusive to Stadia, to the platform right now, until it goes elsewhere, right? So they can easily work out these types of deals, y'all. Yes, you can see a Call of Duty or whatever. You can see the next hottest games coming out, like the new PUBG, whatever, blah, 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 that's coming. Like, you can see these things happening now. They got more money in the bag to throw. You know what I'm saying? So if they really want, they know that they are Call of Duty and a Fortnite or an Apex and all this stuff away from Stadia being dead to the public eye, to being very much alive. You think now they would be dumb as hell, and I'm gonna say this, Phil Harrison, you would be dumb as hell, y'all, if you don't capitalize on that. I mean, if you don't find somebody that's willing to accept that Google money and make some shit happen to turn the outlook of this platform around,
Look,
shame on you. I can't even be mad.
I will say something. I was gonna say something real quick. You also have to think about, like, you remember when you have fighting games or certain type of games will have exclusive content on each platform. So you might have this exclusive character on that platform, exclusive character this platform.
Yes,
that,
like with
that was also what sold consoles.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Was it Tekken? Was it Tekken that did it? That had Link
Yeah,
for Nintendo, had somebody from Microsoft, and had another character for PlayStation.
Each console had their own exclusive character.
Yeah.
Their mascot.
It was Spawn.
Yep.
It was Spawn.
Spawn for Nintendo.
The mascot.
Link.
Spawn. Link was it was a GameCube, because the GameCube was Link.
And then
Spawn
Kratos.
was the Xbox, and Kratos was the Kratos was on the PSP. It was on the PSP.
Oh,
I had that.
Okay.
I had that one. It was on the PSP version, but it was what's his name from Tekken? It was
Hayachi.
Hayachi. Yeah, Hayachi was
the
exclusive. I used to whoop everybody with Hayachi. Oh, don't get me started on Soul Calibur. I used to whoop everybody with Hayachi.
Yeah, but so that, I mean, like, so you do stuff like that. Like, everybody's every time about, well, Spider-Man's locked behind. You know, it's kind of bad that Spider-Man's locked behind PlayStation. Microsoft could have went straight to the Avengers and was like, okay, we want a character to lock behind.
And that been the Black Panther. Black Panther would have been perfect because how much they were promoting that.
Yeah, you could have been like, hey, can you put Black Panther in the Avengers for us? Mm-hmm. So the only way you could play as Black Panther was you had to play it on Xcloud.
It was just a way to whine. It was just a way to whine. It's that Sony didn't do nothing.
No, but that goes back to what we're talking about here.
Right.
Okay.
But Bunny, if you look at Immortals Phoenix Rising demo, that was exclusive to Stadia still to this day. I don't think it's been released anywhere else, right, Moss?
Well, no, so I think they finally put it out. They finally put it out on GFN, but it doesn't have Stadia's exclusive island. Remember that island?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying.
Stuff like that back. They need
Tronny, that's what made me think about it when you started saying that. I'm telling you right now, Moss, this is what I'm talking about. So they still can reach out and make these kind of conversations and deals happen, y'all, to still bring Stadia a flood of content that's exclusive to this platform.
Just like I got one more. Genshin Impact has exclusive content that's only for the PlayStation. It even says on when I play on the mobile version, it had one of the gliders. It said only for PlayStation, and there's a sword that you only can have it on PlayStation as well.
And I think there's some exclusive content. I think they were talking about when they release it for Switch, putting exclusive content that's only for Switch in it.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing. Probably a weapon, the glider. It might be you might see a Pikachu run around the field. I don't know. So I'm just saying that could be something they could do. I mean, that actually, to me, that kind of brings more people like, oh, I want to get the PlayStation version, or I want to get the Switch version.
Stadia version. Right. I want to get the Stadia version. Damn.
So,
see, and you know what? Stadia could give Genshin Impact. So that reminds me. Why has Stadia got Genshin Impact? They need to make some deals.
But they had their money tied up in that first party. They had it tied up in the first party.
They just freed up. They freed up some money.
Yep.
So now you got enough money to pay for several timed exclusivity, even if it's timed exclusivity. Shit, that means a lot. So you know what I'm saying? If you know, go ahead.
Here's an argument that's going out there that there's a couple, and I want to show this to y'all too after I go over the first one. The second one is really important, and I knew it. My homie Dustin Duran would drop some knowledge on us. So I'm gonna show y'all this link. All right. So first off, one theory is Stadia is dead in the water. Because even if they freed up this money for third party, there's such a laughing stock now that no one's going to work with them. I hate to say this, and again, I know this is a popular theme going in circles. It doesn't make any sense. Money. You don't laugh at money. right?
Hey
So,
In
man,
that
God,
case, they
you
should
know,
have
Mars, that's why
let
you
Money's
my
a
bro.
stand-up
Xcloud. They
comedian.
should.
Money's a
That's why
stand-up
you my
comedian
bro,
that
bro.
everybody loves, right?
That's why you
So
my bro, man.
that doesn't make any
It,
damn sense. I'm sorry. Secondly,
yeah.
as a third-party studio is going to look at it this way. If I approach
Oh,
Ubisoft, for instance, and I say, Ubisoft, I want you to make me something like a Division, Dungeon, whatever the case, and I'm going to fund you the entire price of the game and some. Of course, Ubisoft is going to take that opportunity. Why? Because you're funding our effort, you're giving us more money, and we ain't got to build this on our own and cover it
Absolutely.
on our own. Where if the game fails, we're in the red. If this game fails, if the third-party games fail for Stadia, Ubisoft would still get paid. So you got a lot of
yeah.
people. This is what you got to understand,
Yeah.
Stadia community. I love y'all, but a lot of y'all just started doing this. Y'all ain't
Yeah.
got the lineage, and y'all ain't looking at from 5,000 feet. Second
Man,
party deals are the least riskiest deals. That's why Xbox was able to do a gazillion of them since the exception. Because here, I'm Xbox. I'm writing you a check for said game. I'm gonna
also
pay
the
you.
reputation.
You're already out of the red. You're in the black. Just make my game. The only risk then is to the check writer, not to the developer. So that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. And then the second thing I want to show y'all real quick, and then
Okay.
y'all can hit on your
Tron.
points. Is I'm from the
Yeah.
homie Dust Cloud. There's this Gamer Sutra article where there's a bunch of devs, and I know there's devs that are closer than me and you are. But just because you're a dev, that doesn't put you in Stadia's boardroom. Okay? It just means that you have a little bit more experience on some of the technical stuff, and you may hear some things, a little bit more rumblings than we do. It still don't put you in the boardroom. Okay? So a lot of devs are saying that they're hearing that funding is being pulled away from third-party games. Come to find out that a senior editor of 9 to 5 Google said, yeah, that makes sense. But when they talk about third party, they mean the games that Stadia was funding, not third-party games like Resident Evil and Madden, but the third party. Like, what are y'all doing out here? So again,
I know, right?
just so we educate
mean-
the public, what's going on here? I'm sorry. Now go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all.
I just want to say this because I find it really silly when you said that too. I kind of find it silly for anyone to say bad reputation. Actually, I would then why hasn't Microsoft or Sony had bad reputation in the past? They're getting good reputation from third parties and also second
Yeah.
parties. So I mean, that doesn't make sense
Man.
because you saw the PlayStation almost sunk. I remember they sold property in San Francisco. That I remember it was
Yeah,
that
they were selling the
yeah, they
sushi out of
sold
the
property
fridge.
because of how poorly they were doing the gaming scene. And you know what? Nobody did say they didn't want to work with Sony. After that, nobody said they didn't want to work with Sony because after that, Microsoft put themselves in the hole, and with the 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And so people saw Sony like, okay, we want to work with Sony. They realized how great the PlayStation was at the time. They start putting more games on there. Microsoft had to struggle. Yeah, 2013, they struggled. They worked their butt off. They tried. They had to go through different staff to get it right. And yes, Phil Spencer, I will admit, he helped out. He got them out of the hole. Now they're focused on services. And now all this stuff, and now people are jumping board with a lot of things they're doing too. So and also with Sony. Now Stadia could get themselves together and start thinking like they do need to start thinking a little bit more like they do need to start thinking like, hey, if they could do it, we can do it too. But yeah, the money, like you said, money does talk.
Yeah.
They
If
got to
start
get the
throwing
big
that
games,
bag
and
out,
money helps with that.
Yeah,
They got to
money
get
helps.
the
yeah,
big
they
games.
As
start
long
throwing
now,
that
I
bag
will
and
say
starts
that
on their face.
I will say
It
this
probably
though.
would.
A lot of people are angst, and I know Storm may not be one of those people. And I'm not necessarily one of those people, but I sympathize with them. A lot of people have angst at the way that this message was communicated. It wasn't communicated, I
Well,
don't think, in a
I
way
also,
that was
but
really like,
I also
all
have my
right, y'all.
doubts too.
Yeah,
I
it
did
was
have
like
my
too.
quick. I have my doubts too. Now here's why my doubts.
Go ahead.
It's the fact that because I did say in the podcast, I said it was kind of weird that they let someone go, and I said, yeah, they just closed it down without really saying anything was going on.
Mhm.
That was a little weird to me. It was kind of a little suspicious. But since now it's coming out, now they're talking about more is what's coming out. It's like, okay, now I understand. Because I did have my doubts.
Right, Tronny. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see,
That's
it's
what I
coming
was
out
thinking.
from us. It's coming, and the problem is that perception is 9/10 of the law. I don't doubt that this is the route Stadia is going on, but here's where they got to get out of their normal ways of communicating, and I think they really got to, like, okay, gather the troops. Okay, let's do a huddle, y'all. We get that what we did kind of was shocking, but here's why we did it, y'all.
Right.
And here's what the future's going to look like. Bam, pow, pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? And then go back to your business. See, Phil, this is the Achilles heel of Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison just likes to put his head down and do the hard work and come out like Mr. Clean. That's why he shaves his head and all that. You know, he like to come out like Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to be consoling. And that's where I think is missing out of the Stadia communique from the execs is the console. This is a shocker. This is a shock to the system, and it's compounded by Stadia's dead, Stadia's dead, Stadia's dead. So you ain't got to go out there and answer every single question and do 55 interviews, but come out and say, look, we understand the gravity of how this looks. However, this is the reason why we did it. Here's just a glimpse at the new future. The new Stadia. And then, now we got to go back to the lab and make this shit happen. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you having all the fun. Let me get my take on it. Let me get my shot at it.
Go ahead.
So if we got hired, you know what I'm saying, if they were to hire me for that, and you can Google, I'll definitely accept, you know what I'm saying? But I'll do something like this. You've heard about Project Hellstorm.
Yeah.
What would be indicative of a hellstorm? Well, how about this? We've already shown you that we have partnerships with Bungie. You know what I'm saying? And Ubisoft and other great publishers, Activision. Well, now we are aggressively going after these studios, blah, 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 for exclusivity and time, whatever exclusive deals and all this stuff right here, right, Moss? Be like, introducing Project Hellstorm. I'll make that shit a reality to turn everything around and be like, damn, now you tell me I won't be fired, man.
I hope that's what they do.
And that's it. And they could just have something just scrolling down with all the studios that they've talked to. And remember how they told us about the 400 partnership? I mean, 400 people,
games.
All the studios. Well, show that list. Show that you wasn't capping. Show the interest of all these platforms that was interested in Stadia at the time or whatever. Then show the ones interested now. I would show people all that as far as Charles said it. Honesty, integrity and transparency.
Absolutely.
And that will cover a lot of that stuff, man.
Absolutely. Yep.
That will cover a lot of that.
Yeah, great discussion. I mean, so much packed into it, and unfortunately, we don't have the time to go over all of it. But a great points made. I just think that overall, it was a decision that was a tough one to swallow, but it had to be made. It just was communicated in not so much of a commandeering way. That's if you take what's going on at face value. I take it. Storm take it. A lot of us take it. A lot of people don't, and I'm not mad at them. I'm just kind of boggled a little bit on some of the way off stuff that's out there. And some of this way off stuff is like they want Stadia to fail. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want it to fail.
They always wanted that to happen.
And and it's like within the community too. Like you want it to, like they're salivating over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're getting creepy knuckled.
So they can say, I told you.
Yeah, I told you.
You were talking about you ride with Stadia. Wasn't you the same person saying that Stadia did this for you?
But see, they're cutting off their nose to spite their face because their favorite cloud platform is going to be next on the chopping block.
Absolutely.
The community has an agenda. The mainstream community and the journalists have an agenda. All right, with that said, we only got enough time for one more topic. And I'm going to let Snow Bunny, did we put you out with all that Stadia talk? Did we put you out?
Nah, put me out with what? Nah.
Okay,
because it's curious because the thing you got to think about is the thing Stadia is doing, we've already seen.
Yes, we seen it. Xbox. We seen it. Xbox destroyed 1,000.
PlayStation, Xbox,
1,000
they've
studios.
all done it. Yeah.
Read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. If y'all think that this is just synonymous with Stadia, tell your dealer to cut the bass a little bit, put more bass in it so you're not, hitting that raw too much, and then go read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. This is not synonymous with Stadia. I'm sorry. All right, before we close out, Bunny, can you lead us on home with what's going on with Nintendo and its server rack, and why the hell is Project Storm so mad about this?
Well, Nintendo has decided to upgrade their online multiplayer servers that's close to 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
These servers were being used before the 3DS and the Wii
Wow.
and the Wii U.
Jesus.
They're saying there's even a mod in Splatoon 2, which came out for Switch, where you could check to see if it's running on Windows 98. That's how old the servers are.
Damn. Damn.
God damn.
You see,
Well, you
that
know what?
right there.
I do know in Japan it took them a while to change their
Infrastructure.
their infrastructure. Yeah, it does take them a while. We go quickly at times. Like we get the new like Microsoft Windows 10 and stuff. There's certain things they were still running on Windows 7 and stuff like that out there. And like you said, 98. And I feel like that right there shows a lot of how outdated we are with the technology, but we still have trouble. But they have old school technology, but some way they didn't advance into more
I
level.
wonder if that has anything to do with PlayStation's slow ass download speeds and everything on their server side, because their downloads are slow as hell, man. I just got to say it.
I don't
Good
know, but that's what I'm saying. So Nintendo is finally upgrading their servers. I'm thinking, like, you know how I'm thinking we're gonna have a price increase in the servers, which will be okay because, like I said, they only charge like $20 now. But I'm thinking they were using that $20 to save up to get the money to upgrade the servers. And now they're because you gotta think about it like this. Nintendo don't have like that type of server structure like Microsoft and Sony does. So they probably had to build it from the ground up. Hopefully the new iteration, and they're saying, here's the kicker, guys, they're saying Monster Hunter Rise, like the demo that we just had, was using the new servers that they're going to be implementing, and they're saying Monster Hunter Rise is going to be one of the first games to use those new servers.
Man, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Unbelievable. So
I just don't. I'm just see.
Go ahead, Storm.
Look,
Go ahead, brother. Let it all out.
Every time I lean towards Nintendo, man, I listen to the music. I think about Pikmin and Zelda and everything running around, and Link, or whatever, just traveling, traversing through the terrain and everything, man, and weapons breaking and all that stuff and all that, right? But then I hear something like this, and I'm like, damn, Nintendo, this is why I got away from y'all and shit, man. This is why y'all haven't gotten any of my money for over like how many years now? 10 years, man. I haven't spent my own money on a Nintendo console, maybe even longer. I'm like, they got to do better, Bunny. And it seems like they're trying now. Like, at least they're upgrading and not downgrading shit.
Yeah, like I said, Nintendo, and that's the one thing that you have to admit about Nintendo. Nintendo going to work at whatever speed they want to. They don't care what speed you want them to work at. They're going to work at whatever speed that they work on. And here's the one thing that's surprising to me. Their multiplayer servers and everything are so old, but yet they had at one time a shooter that was number 2 in the world compared to Call of Duty.
Splatoon.
With that old ass tech.
Yeah, that's true now. Well,
you got to give them props somewhere. Yeah, okay, the tech is old, but the tech is old. The multiplayer servers are old that you're running on, but yet here they are having, when Splatoon came out, became number 2 in the world behind Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I keep hearing the kitty cat.
the kitty's excited.
Hell
yeah. No. She just wants attention. Attention whore.
Yeah. So what about the last Moss? Before we wrap, man, we're gonna touch on the Altman or not.
You talking about
yeah, I think we're short on time.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
sure.
okay.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's a shame. Altman, he was a personal favorite of mine. As a matter of fact, I wanted him to take Phil's spot at Xbox. He was one of the people that I was crying and begging for, please, and he passed away. So R.I.P. to
Oh,
him,
that's
man.
sad. I
Rest
know
in
I heard about it. I
peace.
was there. It was sad to hear about it. It was like really random. Like, wait, he died? And it was funny because me and my grandma were just talking about him, like, cause his wife, he's married to
Linda Carter, the original Wonder
yeah, and
Woman.
we were just talking. And I think
Mm-hmm.
he was also. My grandma said he was also doing. He used to be a politician or something, but
Oh yeah. He beat a Fed charge too. Like the Feds was coming after him. He used to do banking. I mean, the dude is thorough. He's thorough. So it's a
yeah,
shame.
he did a lot of stuff.
Damn go.
All
All right. With
right.
that said, I think we're gonna close on out. Let's get where everybody can be found at. We'll start with Tronny first. Tronny, where can the good people find you at?
Always, always, always. You can find me on Twitter as Galactic Cutie. Also, I will be, I'm also the announcement when they start having their podcast. So you can find me there as well. I'm also on the roundtable and Thrash is, King Thrash Gaming. Also, you could try and I'm a moderator for a lot of groups. Also, there's also Six Channel, and if you guys really familiar with him, and he's really good. He does a lot of news as well. So both Thrash and Sick are really good people to go and check out, talk to. They'll they have guests every now and then. They are really they're not just entertained, but they actually do care a lot about what's going on, real world and gaming. So yeah, check them out.
Shout out.
All
Yeah,
right.
big shout out.
Snow Bunny, where can they find you at, my good friend?
Besides here on the commission, you can find me over on Snow Bunny Gaming. I live stream Saturday nights. I'm doing right now hour of Stardew Valley and an hour of Little Hope. I try to keep my streams to an hour because not everybody can watch a 3-4 hour stream. So I'm figuring if I keep it an hour, that gives people time to watch it, and it's like a TV show almost. So I keep my streams at about an hour, gameplays at about an hour because of that factor. You can find me over on Snow Bunny Gaming with my beloved co-host of Ying Meets Yang of Gaming, Project Storm, Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We usually go for about an hour, hour and a half over there. Yep.
All right.
That's what's
And last but certainly not least, Project Storm, where can the good people find you at, my friend?
AKA
up.
the co-host of everything.
Co-host of
I
everything.
appreciate it. Hey, you can find me on Twitter at the Nephophiliac. You can also find me Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time,
Yep.
right here with the homie MM2K, aka Stadia Doses. Y'all, we still got a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I can't really let it all out like I want to, because Moss is he hits me with the censor tape. You know what I mean? And but I want to let some more of that out on the SML, y'all, this Saturday,
Yeah.
man. There's still a whole lot to be talking about with the
Yeah.
gaming industry. So we're gonna chop it up, especially all things Stadium, man. You know me, I call it out like I see it. So, Bunny already covered the YMYOG every Sunday. Y'all know what time it is. We had a great show. In case you missed that, go back check it out. You know what I mean? Throw a like on that thing. We're trying to go ahead and expose this to more people. And then just I'll let MM cover the rest of it, y'all. But I'm always around here, though, man. Always around here. Find me on YouTube. Project Storm is the channel. Just type in Project Storm 4K. You'll find me.
Absolutely. All right. And last but not least, you can catch me here, my channel MM2K videos, doing the commission. And generally when I can get some time doing some other videos here. And you can also catch me on the Stadia Dosage platform, primarily with my homie Project Storm, doing SSC podcasts, doing SML, and then when Eddie Player One can show up, we had a great show, great after show. Definitely check it out and looking to join in there, man. If you're really in tune with cloud gaming and particularly what's going on with Stadia, you want to be educated on that so you can make the best purchasing decisions or just know what's going on there, because that is great tech, and it's gonna be influencing a lot of things, regardless of what happens. Definitely go over to Stadia Dosage. With that said, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate y'all. Can't do this without y'all. Until next week, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.